Hello fellow rail fans. Today we will be starting a new series called Train Guides, where I provide useful operating techniques and information on certain trains in Train Sim World and Train Sim World 2. For the first episode, we will be going over the Bakerloo Line's 1972 Mark II tube stock of the London Underground. The first category will be tech specs and info. The 1972 tube stock was built between 1972 and 1974 by Metro-Cammell. They were constructed to replace the aging 1938 and 1959 tube stock. A total of 252 cars were built. They formerly ran on the Jubilee and Northern lines of the London Underground. This specific tube stock was ordered in a hurry, so there was no time to change the design. This rolling stock was heavily based off of the 1967 stock that ran on the Victoria line. An extra 33 trains were ordered to provide service on the Northern line. The 1972 Mark II stock had slightly different interiors to that of which the Mark I. The biggest external difference was the fact that the Mark II's doors were painted red. The 1972 Mark II was first introduced on the Northern Line. Many Northern Line cars were painted in experimental liveries. With the introduction of the 1983 stock on the Jubilee Line in 1984, half of the Mark II trains were transferred back to the Northern. With the second batch of 1983 stock trains arriving in 1987, all 1972 Mark II trains were transferred to the Bakerloo Line, where they remain in service to this day. They run in 7-car formations. The width of each car is 8 feet, while the height of each car is 9 feet 5 inches. Each car of the train is 53 feet in length, which makes a full 7-car train about 372.5 feet long. It is powered by 630 volts DC powered 3rd and 4th rail. They were refurbished between 1991 and 1995. The 1972 tube stock currently runs exclusively on the Bakerloo line. They are aging rapidly, which has caused Transport for London to put together a new project to modernize 4 London Underground routes: the Bakerloo, Piccadilly, Central, and Waterloo and City lines. This project will modernize signals, allowing for faster and more frequent service, refurbish existing stations, and order new rolling stock for the formerly mentioned lines. The 1972 Mark II tube stock is included with the full Bakerloo line in Train Sim World 2. The 1972 Mark II stock cab, we are in the Harrow and Wealdstone sidings. I'm going to be showing you all how to get the train set up. What we're going to want to do is put the control key in, turn the control switch to on. I like to turn the cab lights on. Now if it's raining, you can mess around with the cab temperature so you won't have to open the windows. However, I like to open the windows. What we're going to want to do is put the drop light interlight to cuts out. Open the window. We're going to do the same on the other side. Now we're going to turn the tail lights off. So we're going to come to right here. Turn the right and left tail lights off and turn the gauge lights on. What we're going to want to do is turn the saloon lighting on, which is the passenger lights. As you can see, the passenger lights are now on. We're going to sit back down. We're going to put the direction selector in and put that into the forward position. And we're going to move the throttle into 0. When the throttle gets to 0, we're going to want to press this button. We're going to move the throttle back into notch 1 braking and turn the brake test on. When the orange light turns on, you're going to want to put the brakes into notch 7, which is the emergency brake setting, and move it back to notch 1 to release the brakes. The brake test is now done. And the final thing is check your destination. We are starting from Harrow and Wealdstone, and we are going to Elephant and Castle. So we're going to change the destination blind to Elephant and Castle. We're now going to sit back down, and I'm going to be operating this train into the next station and showing you guys how to decelerate properly. what I like to do is I like to give the train another brake test at around 5 miles per hour, 3 to 5 miles per hour, just to check the brakes again. Now, when entering a station, I suggest, if the speed limit permits, I suggest entering the station at around 25 to 27 miles per hour and putting the train into notch 1 braking as soon as the front train enters the station. This unit has great braking, so there is no reason to have to usually put the train into notch 2 or notch 3 braking. However, if you are overspeeding into the station, or if you're coming up to the end of the platform very quickly, you can put the train into notch 2 or notch 3 braking. I will not be showing you guys how to operate the Westinghouse brakes, as normal operators do not use that on everyday drives. We are only going to be using the regular train brakes. So what we're going to do is unlock the left doors. That was our first station. That is the train guide for the 1972 Mark II stock of the Bakerloo line in Train Sim World 2. Our final thing is we are going to close the doors. Now, I am on console, so I could just press left on the D-pad to close the doors. And that is how you operate the 1972 Mark II stock in Train Sim World. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.